way to continue or push your education through arts or practical sciences, you could probably be excellent and do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But if it's a public school, hey, here's our core curriculum, our core expectancy, and you have to pass all of this stuff to then just be a mediocre person, and we're going to just try to push you through.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kids that are, I would say, similar, who will be on the same wavelength as me. It was like, man, this person really excels in music or acting and theater. Let's take a gamble. Let's make sure that they have life skill classes, right? Like personal finance, so they know about how to manage their money, about loans, about interest rates and things like that. Give them some hand skill jobs as well. I think everybody should have some sort of practical knowledge. And then let them double down on the thing that they love. Because you can always go to... You don't need a diploma to have a $13 or $14 an hour job, right? Like I don't want to say that you can live off of these salaries, but what I mean is there's at least some bottom level safety net of education. Forget it. You can just be a person who comes here and waves at people as they come in the restaurant, right? You can provide an income for yourself. You may not be able to have your own house, but you can find roommates. Like there's still possibilities. Yeah. Let people take a risk. Let people like push towards the things that they love and see how it works, because it might be so much better off than trying to tell this person that their best bet is to just, I don't know, like go be a security guard off. Like you wouldn't want to tell that to a high schooler.
Of course.
You don't want to stop someone's dream at 17 years old. That's when they have the best chance to strike and get it wrong and not be in a position where their life is like completely ruined.
Definitely.
If I was 20 and I chased my dream for 3 years and it didn't work out, I'm 20.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I would even go way earlier than that, especially with having kids now. I want my sons to both be at the age of 12 and start kind of honing in what they like. Yeah. And I think that's where, when I look back at my educational experience in those years where, you know, the benefit of my parents or my mom leaving me alone, and I had pretty much all types of freedom to hang out with my friends. And that's where I really developed. I also see the failures now being a parent. It's like, man, my mom failed me so hard. Because this is where I feel like the parent steps in when the school system is the way it is. The school system isn't going to change. They're going to continuously try to pump out generalists or okay at everything but master of none type of mentality, unless they're going to private schools. And this is where I feel, I feel like private schools and people in richer neighborhoods have an advantage because their parents know all these things and they have generations of this type of passing on the knowledge of this is how you give yourself a better chance, a better boost in life, just out of the gate, right? And so this is where I feel like, yes, my mom failed me. I'm not saying she's a terrible mom, but she failed me in this sense where she wasn't able to kind of like tell me, hey, you don't need to focus on all this shit, right? Let's figure out what you want to do. But the thing that she did allow me to do that I felt like I was at a better advantage than most kids is that she fully supported in all my interests. You know, I wanted to be, I like band. Like I was in the band program during middle school.
I didn't know, what instruments do you play?
I play trumpet. I played trumpet. Oh, okay. But I ended up playing all types of instruments. That's where I learned to play the bass. I played the flute. All right, you can laugh at that.
No, I'm not.
But I also.
This is new. I didn't know.
This is new, right? You're learning a lot from me. I know how to play the saxophone during those years. Because once you learn one instrument, you're able to learn others very easily, and you pick it up really fast. And I pretty much started touching all the instruments by the time I was in 9th grade. I didn't do band in high school because I know the social dynamics at that point. Band in middle school is cute.
You started seeing boobs.
Like,
oh man.
Well, I like these.
Exactly.
But she, I did martial arts as a kid because I was interested in it, and that shaped a lot of my discipline and physical fitness. But she allowed me to test and experiment a lot of things that I want to pass on to my children. As long as this is my advice. As soon as what I see is like there's interest shown in your kids, or if you're a mentor or whatever, let them try it, because that's when they can finally have this big net and hone it in. Because of course, the smaller the net, you know, the tighter the cone, sure, but like the less opportunities they have to actually figure out what they're good at. And that's what I'm seeing, at least when you're raising your children, that I kind of had, but I think I could have had more, obviously. at least on the educational front, right? Everything was leaning towards creative, but when it comes to educational, I was never going to be a lawyer or a doctor. And I don't think it's based merely on interest, but mostly because I wasn't surrounded by doctors. I didn't know that life. I didn't know how much they made. Yeah. I mean, I think if I had a session about like, honestly, I feel like every 12-year-old should sit in a session and look at like a salary chart and all right, hey, this is what they do, and this is how much they make in terms of all fields. How much do you want to make? Tell me when to stop when I'm like scanning my finger around. Yeah. But I think that would have made an impact on me, on my decision, if I had known. I just lucked out with game development, making a good chunk of money for what we do, and had a fruitful career. But if I had wanted to do music, holy crap, and didn't know how little people make and how most people don't make it to the famous level, I would have yelled at my mom. Why do you make me do this? Oh man, why do you make me do this?
I want to jump in and say this though. Like, I at least appreciate the fact that you had an environment where you could explore.
Yes.
Regardless of how you felt like her stepping in or not, you at least had somewhat of a bubble. Yes. So like, I tried saxophone. I heard you say I tried flute. Yeah. I tried. What was the other instrument?
Saxophone, trombone. Yeah, I played pretty much everything.
So like, a lot of people just don't have that experience whatsoever. So like, I give that credit as to like, hey, you had an opportunity to like try to find yourself. In 2019, and I don't want to date our podcast. So like, if you're listening to this 20 years from now, like, oh, this is old shit.
Still relevant.
Where I feel like the world is right now is having the thing that you love can be a career now more than ever.
Yeah.
Right. If you have the discipline to really work at something and you can share that.
Yeah.
And people for free can just partake and support you through watching or viewing your content, that becomes a revenue stream.
Yeah.
I watched a kid open toys with like 4, 5, 6, 8 million subscribers, knowing that kid is making bank and just opening toys all day. And I'm not saying, oh, you just open toys all day. No, I'm saying like, he's opening that kid probably loves opening toys and playing with these toys, and he already has a career, probably already has a retirement account, is already set for life because for 2 to 3 years, a kid and his parent decided that they wanted to share this experience together, create content, and put it online. Yeah. Those stories can still exist in so many other ways. Yeah. Now, bring it down to a little more practical level. I've always appreciated like vocational schools and things like that because, one, I understand how the world works. Everyone can't be the lawyer. Everyone can't be the doctor. You do need trashmen. You do need plumbers. You do need artists. You do need musicians. You do need farmers. You do need baggers at the grocery store. You need stock boy. Like, all these jobs exist. But like, I remember earlier on in my life, like a lot of people kind of looked down on people who went to like this place called Votech where I was in certain ways. And I was like, man, you act like you're never going to need your car oil changed at some point. Dude, and you think that they're going to make 30 grand. Like, no way, man. A mechanic makes bank, especially like they're by themselves. They start at a young age. You can be like a full-time mechanic, like 18 years old, already making way more and having way less student loans than other people are responsible for. You'd be surprised. Like, the blue collar is like, it's good, honest work, and it provides housing. It provides for kids. It provides like, man, it's. I completely changed how I felt because I didn't look down on it myself, but like I just always felt bad. I felt like, you're like, exactly. I wasn't looking down. It was like more of a like, oh man, you gotta go and go to that place. Yeah. But as an adult, I was like, no way, man. Like I wish there was like games Votech for me. I would have been there. I would have been there, hands down. Probably 10 more steps ahead of where I am right now.
Yeah, I'm I lean heavily in the digital side of the industries, but like now I'm starting to really appreciate, like you said, the hands-on. Like I'm very useless around the house. Like everything that's built around is by my wife. Her father owns a auto center. He's a mechanic. He owns his own business. So he had $3. So of course, she being the oldest, a lot of those skills were kind of passed on to her, and it shows. And I never really grew up with that. And it's only lately that I've been really interested in it because it seems very practical as a homeowner and anybody that's looking to go and own like multiple houses as an investment later in my life. It's great that you know that stuff, and know at least a little that when you're hiring contractors, what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Because constantly you're going through a process to find the right one. And it's good to not be kind of cheated.
Yeah.
And so those skills, like you said, I wish schools were more leaning towards that. Outside of maybe language, which is English in America, math, and maybe science as the third important. Everything else should be all practical skills. I wish there were more business classes during my high school to tell you about how to be entrepreneur, what is about, gaining customers, keeping customers, and delivering to customers, the important factors of running a business.
Dude,
never once anybody told me about that. You're talking to me about what, Paul Revere?
Yeah,
it's like, who cares about that guy?
I feel like our school system is set up right now to feed corporate America, but corporate America jobs aren't like they used to be. You're not looking at people who work 40, 50 years, get the gold watch, the turkey, and the pension check. Those days are over.
People have to be innovative now.
Yeah, it's like having practical skills is super important. I wish that slowly schools would start to roll in more of that in the curriculum. At least teach people about personal finance.
Yes.
Like really show them about personal finance, about not just like, oh, this is a 3-week class. Here's how to balance a checkbook. Like those days are over. I haven't balanced a checkbook in forever. My app does that.
Yeah.
But did I learn about cryptocurrency? Did I learn about saving? Did I learn about investing? Did I learn about ways that I can leverage my income to grow?
Yeah.
Did I learn about ways that I can use my income to fuel dreams or to provide for my family or my pseudo family, things like that? Learning, that take care of a baby egg thing that they used to do back in the day.
Right.
Like make the kid plan and buy the groceries for the household. That could be a report.
Yeah.
Like being able to look and say like, hey, I have to feed my mom, my dad, myself, my brother, and my sister.
Yeah.
Encourage the parents to get involved and actually let them buy the groceries the next time. Give them the money to do so.
Yeah.
That's an experience that people need sooner than later.
Yes. I would say my education didn't start until we started doing our own thing when I was like 25. When I looked at corporations, like companies we worked at, and knew that this wasn't a long-term thing. Like there was no way that I can stick to this until I was 65.
Yeah.
Based on how the industry was, my industry, our industry, but also my personal interest wasn't there enough to stick it out until 65.